World 2.0 Monday edition. I am Red.
And I'm the T.
And hey, listen, you caught last week. Last week was straight fire. We're doing it again this week. So whether you're joining us on redmediaradio.com or on YouTube, youtube.com/the always fire. Definitely always fire. So what we're talking about today is social media and relationships. What would be your take on that? I mean, just to kick it off.
I say keep it separate.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to be honest. Social media, as far as I'm concerned, is just a tool. I think a lot of people take social media way too seriously. And I think this can have an effect on relationships. When people take something, a tool, basically it's a freaking website. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know that social media has done a good job making people feel that this is their only outlet to the rest of humanity. You know, look at TikTok, look at Twitter. I remember when Twitter was like nothing. Facebook, Instagram, still Facebook. You know, all these different sites, their agenda is to keep you locked in, to make you think that it's the most serious thing in the world. I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, makes perfect sense. It really does. They make you feel like, you know, it's your only, like you said, your only outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially after the pandemic, you know, for some of us, this is the only way that we kept in contact, kept ourselves entertained, found, you know, different ways of, I guess, venting or showing reasons to celebrate. And the first thing that we do sometimes is we go straight to social media. Like, you know what? I think Facebook has 7 million users. Why would you think out of those 7 million people that they really care about your life? I mean, honestly. You know, your friends and your family are different, but most of us have pages with at least 3,000 followers. Honestly, how many of those people do you know? You know, I mean, actually really know. And I think it goes sideways in relationships is because people use that as a buffer. They think, well, out of these 3,000 people, some of these is not, you know, my significant other's friend. Maybe I can get away with this. I mean, does that really sound or ring true?
I mean, I think it depends on the person, really. I don't think the average person is trying to catch a catch on Facebook.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, the average person is using Facebook as the personals in the back of newspapers back in the day. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a few inappropriate inboxes, you know, and I think it's kind of sick and sad that, hey, you know, you're sending me a picture. You're not sending it to Red Photography. See, I can understand if you send it to Red Photography. You're telling me, hey, listen, I'm a model. This is what I do. No, you're sending it to my personal account, and you're asking me inappropriate questions. So, therefore, it's like, okay, you're blocked. You're blocked. I've gone from 5,000 friends, which is the max on my personal page, to like 4,930. I guess 30 of that from the 5,000 of people just hate me. You know, everybody hates me. Everybody hates Chris. Or Red, rather. And the rest are just from blocks. You know, inappropriate stuff, stupid stuff, trying to, I guess, scam me. You know, a lot of people are into that now. The scam thing on social media is just crazy, you know. I don't know how many times a week people say, hey, listen, I can help you get this grant. You know, all you got to do is send me your EIN and, you know, your paperwork showing that you're a formed LLC. Why would I send that to you, someone that I don't know?
Yeah, I mean, I still stick. I don't think the average person. I think that because I mean, I've gotten inappropriate inboxes from females. It's like, okay, so either you're not a real person or you just bored, or I don't know.
Licky.
I don't know what, you know, but I mean, I think that some of that stuff is not, you know, 100%. I don't know. I just don't think the average person is like on Facebook looking for their mate. I don't know. Maybe.
You know what? I don't think they're looking for a mate. I think they're looking for that friend with benefit. You know, and I think they should make a section on Facebook, Friends with Benefits. It just gets crazy because if you're in a relationship with someone, you see them post an inappropriate picture, that's going to cause a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't care, you know, whether you're doing it for fun or you feel good about yourself, anything else. If it's inappropriate, you're doing it for the main purpose of having someone of the opposite sex look at that picture,
Right.
lust of the after that picture, and make, you know, and it's kind of disrespectful to your mate. You know, I mean, the way that I roll, because I am a person that, you know, I'm one of those people, until you show me that my loyalty is being wasted, you know, I'm not, you know, I have no reason to lock my phone. I have no reason to lock my computers. You know, you can walk by any computer, it's open. You know, if I'm in the bathroom taking care of business, you can just go to the computer and open up and go through my messages or whatever, because I'm the type of person, I have nothing to hide. You know, if I'm going to be disloyal, I'm definitely not going to do it on Facebook and leave a paper trail or basically an instant message trail. You know, and, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, why? You know, my friends are all around the world. Yeah, soon I'll be able to just jump on a jet and travel wherever I want. But is that the main purpose? Is that like my main drive in life? You know, as a male, it's like, okay, well, if this chick just accepted me from a couple of inboxes and maybe a racy picture, I mean, how long is that going to last? You know, and is it really worth the round trip plane ticket? Because I'm not staying in another country for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't think people look at those factors.
Yeah, I mean, I still say, maybe younger age, maybe when they're younger, but like in our age ranges, you know, it's like your mind's, I don't know. I can't tell anybody how their mindset. I could just say, for me, it's like, I don't know. I don't even think about that stuff. It's like, I know. I mean, people from opposite sex can heart your pictures, you know, like, unless they outright say something inappropriate. But I mean, I don't know. I just think it's kind of like a thirsty mindset. Like,
yeah, that would hit it right on the nose.
Yeah,
thirsty mindset, trying to get like I was just showing you a couple of videos that came across my feed where it looks like these women are older than us, you know, and they're in like basically negligees and stuff and just dancing and tatas hanging all out, not hanging out, but you know, making them bounce, making them pop. And it's like, why would you do that for a bunch of strangers? I mean, I think that's what they created OnlyFans for, you know, if that's what you want to do with your life. I think it goes kind of sideways too, because when, you know, when people are found out for inappropriate behavior on social media, where do you go from there? What do you say to the other person? Do you say, oh, I was just joking? Or but you took the time to pick a person off of your friends list and message them.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't think it was going to come back to you?
Yeah. Yeah, that right there. Yeah, that, I mean, shoot, it's hard for me to talk about that stuff because I'm just scrolling, and you know, if it's something I like it, if it resonates, I bet, you know, I make a conscious effort not to heart like male pictures out of respect, not only for myself but for them, because they may be in a relationship and they may not understand. You know, it might cause an issue. You know, like, what if they're like, well, why ain't, you know, this girl and that girl? I don't want my name to be on the list of the ones that hearted and.
Well, I'm glad I figured into that whole thing.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I'm glad you figured me into that of, you know, showing respect for the male.
No, I said for myself.
And for the male.
Which includes you.
No,
and the male, if I'm in a relationship,
but
with
that's
you,
respect for yourself.
Right. But if you're in a relationship, usually if it's something for yourself, you will want to believe that your partner, when they say myself, you're supposed to be one. So you're not saying, oh yeah, and oh, don't let me forget my. I don't know. Like I just don't look at it like that. If you're in a relationship, you're supposed to be unified. So if you're doing something within your best interest, by default, it should be for your partner's best interest also. If you're respecting yourself, you should automatically be respecting your partner, unless it's something that outright has nothing to do. But I mean, like something that's strictly female related, or for you, strictly male related. But I'm saying relationship stuff. If I'm saying I have respect for myself and somebody else's relationship, then you fall into that category. Even hell, the children fall because it affects children too.
Yes,
when
it
things
does.
go crashing.
It does.
So I say myself, I mean, the people within this relationship,
Right,
the children, the
right,
partner,
right,
not
right.
just
People are
like,
probably looking at the YouTube version and looking at me like saying, "What's going on?" It's like I'm tired. It's a Monday. I'm always tired on a Monday. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people don't take a lot of factors into their choices. And social media makes it easy for people to be irresponsible for their choices. I've come across it. You've seen on your timeline where people actually just capture and screenshot, the message and put it up, and it shows who the person is.
Yep.
Or, I've seen posts like, your profile says that you're married. Why are you inboxing me? I mean, these are the things that kind of go on. I just block you. I'm not going to be as petty as to further destroy your, I guess, already destroyed relationship if you're out there fishing for bait. I don't know. I think, in a sense, it's social media's fault, but in a greater sense, it is the fault of the individuals that use social media that give it the power, because if we didn't give it the power, if we didn't say to ourselves, you know what, listen, this is just a website where I can leave my thoughts and see other people's thoughts, then whose fault is it really when it goes sideways and it affects relationships? I think when we come back, we're going to take a quick break. I think when we come back, we will talk about not just romantic relationships, but friends and family relationships, because that plays a big factor on social media. How's that sound?
Yeah.
All right? Yeah, what's good? It's your boy Red, RedMediaRadio.com. I just wanted to take a moment to let you know that Project Phoenix is alive and well. We've got some interviews coming up, but they're Zoom interviews. What we want to get like close and comfy up in the lab that is World of Red Media LLC. Listen, if you are local to the zip code 08048, that's Lumberton, New Jersey, we would love to have you as a guest up here in the lab, so that we can discuss what makes you a unique individual. That goes for recording artists, that goes for business owners, that goes for entrepreneurs. We want to sit down, chop it up a little bit and start the conversation. Easiest way to do that, write worldofredmedia@gmail.com. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll get back at you and we'll let you know. But Project Phoenix, fire. Nothing but fire, son. I'm trying to tell you, Project Phoenix, we want you right here, someplace, you know what I'm saying? So that we can talk about you. Because really, at the end of the day, it really is all about you. Project Phoenix is your boy Red, World of Red Media LLC, RedMediaRadio.com. You already know. Love you guys. All right, here we are back at Real Talk 2.0 Monday edition. We're talking about social media and relationships. We talked a little bit about romantic relationships, how it can affect. I know people that have actually gotten divorces from social media outbreaks, I'm going to call them, where you basically got sick in the head, did something that you knew had the opportunity or the chance to come back to you, and you did it anyway. And then that person found out who your wife or your girlfriend was, or who your man or who your boyfriend or husband was, and they sent that message directly off to them. But yeah, I mean, social media has a larger effect as well, as far as relationships. Friends and family. I have seen so many fights, real fisticuff fights break out because of a post on social media. People, is it really that serious? Is it really that serious where somebody feels that they have a right to tell you what you can post on social media and what you can't post, and if the shoe fits them, they get kind of upset, and it's really crazy. I'm not saying if it's something on your mind, like I'll come across I've been doing this like for the last week. If I come across something that resonates with me, I'm going to put it up. It goes way past the good morning post. I'll just see something and be like, oh, this makes sense. Let me share this with the rest of the world. It's never based on how would Boo Boo feel about this, or how would Joe feel about this, or how would Sally feel about this. It's based on kind of resonated with me. I want to share it with the masses, the people on social media. Now, whether you like it or not, I mean, I've actually air hustled conversation. You didn't see my post, you didn't like it, you didn't heart it, you didn't do nothing. What's wrong? Wow. You know, and then it starts into that argument, that back and forth. Do you think that people really take it that serious?
Yeah, I mean, depending on the relationship. I've been on
I'm
both
talking
sides.
about friends and family.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the relationship, how close.
Okay.
If it's somebody that you deal with every day, or you talk to every day, and you're supposed to be close, and you feel like, I mean, I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been the one saying something. I've definitely approached my siblings about things, and they've approached me about things. Now, when I do it now, no. It all depends on mindset, growth, going through things, people showing you, after a while you get tired of, approaching people about stuff. They know, they seen it.
Right.
It's something you're doing or something, and you're like, oh, and you do get kind of happy when you see, like, your close family supporting you. So when they don't, you start feeling some kind of way.
Yeah.
It takes some time. Well, it didn't take me that long. But after a while, I was like, okay, they're getting a kick out of this, like me. It's like they purposely not and just looking at the phone, wait and watch her call. But, I mean, is it healthy? No. But, I mean, it happens. I don't think. Now, if it's somebody that you don't, to get mad about somebody that's not in your everyday life, you're like, I remember her in 3rd grade, and you mean to tell me that right there is kind of like, okay, now you're being spoiled. You just want everybody to just.
Well, I remember one time we had a discussion because you said, oh, you just liked my stuff. You didn't heart it. And I'm like, well, the system wasn't working, and I had to actually show you that the only thing that Facebook gave me on my phone was thumbs up.
Right.
Again, you kind of wonder, if there's someone in the background that's saying, oh, let's just start some issues.
Right, yeah.
Let's see what this happens. There's been times you shared some of my posts, and they just never show up.
Right.
And I've done the same. I've shared a post of yours. You're like, oh, you didn't like that? Why didn't you share it? It's about my business. And I'm like, I did share it. What are you talking about? And then I put it, I'm like, okay, I'll actually put it up again. And then 5 minutes later, it shows back to back of the same post. Right. Meaning that Facebook just put it on queue or hold.
Right.
Instagram, for some strange reason, I never have those problems with Instagram. I think because I'm not really on Instagram that much. TikTok, I can't stand the time delay. Sometimes it goes up immediately, but it's not searchable or findable for a couple of hours. But I think what I'm really trying to get at is, people are taking the whole process of social media just a wee bit too serious.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, it's akin to reading a magazine on the subway ride to work and seeing something and say, they're talking about me. They're talking about, I know they're talking about
I don't
me.
care about.
And it's, listen, I have been surrounded literally on all sides with hate and envy and jealousy and dart throwing my whole freaking life. So there's no way that I'm going to add social media stress to throw more darts at me. I really believe in if the shoe fits, okay, put it on, tie it up, keep it moving. If it doesn't fit, give it a thumbs up and keep it moving. I just don't know why people think that the whole world has woken up, or not the whole world, but everybody on your friend list has woken up and decided to throw darts at you.
Wait, you said that they do that?
Well,
how would you really know?
I'm quite sure, but that's the mindset.
Yeah,
the mindset with me is like, yeah, they're probably throwing darts at me, but you know what? They're doing it via Facebook, or they're doing it via Instagram, or they're doing it via TikTok. So I really don't care. I mean, if you want to throw a real dart at me, the least you can do is call me. The least you can do is come visit me, or wait till we're in person to throw said dart.
Right.
By you throwing it on social media, as far as I know, you could be talking about anybody. No. So I'm going to look at it and be like, they could be talking about me. They might not be talking about me. Scroll, next. You know, I mean, that is just the way that I have continued to look at life. I mean, who the hell wants free stress, especially from a website?
Right, yeah, and people use it. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm laughing because, yeah, I mean, I've unfriended and unfriended and blocked my own siblings. I don't know about the parents, but yeah, I do. Then we talk, and I'm like, oh, let me send, and I'm like,
you good?
Send them for request.
I blocked you for a reason. There's no reason for me to rescind that block.
Yeah, but then I had, somebody that said, yeah, you lucky you were unfriending me because I was about to go in on social media, and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I did because it would have got uglier because if you're not like.
But see, I'm not gonna go back and forth. To me, that's akin to.
Oh, I ain't go back and forth with that person.
But I'm saying, on social media, we all see those threads that's like a mile long of just two people going back and forth. It's like, pick up the doggone phone. What are you doing? Why are you making the world privy to your adolescent, or it could be an adult argument? But it doesn't matter. By you sitting up there, this long chain of responses and response back and responses, and I gotta get something to eat. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Response and response back. It's like nobody cares. And what I don't think
people care. People read those comments.
Yeah, they read those comments, but they're laughing at you. So did you serve the purpose that you set out to do? You set out to put somebody on blast on social media. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. You put them on blast. You're probably going to make up and be friends a couple of days later. Then what you're going to do? Delete the whole thread so that there's no trail. But the people that read it, they know.
Yeah, but
they
don't care.
Yeah, but
I reported one of my brother's posts before. I was so mad. I mean, it was social media.
Wow.
It's like that. I don't think it's that big. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. Like I said, depending on the relationship. It's somebody.
Well, people can block me. I don't care. I'm not gonna lose no sleep over it.
I mean, if you're not close to me, I'll just unfollow if you throw too many subliminals, and it's like, and then I might peek and see. And I'm like, damn, she still at it. She don't even know I unfollowed her. I ain't paying her no mind. And I just looking like, oh, wow. There's no time to scroll, but it's like...
Yeah.
It's taking that social media too far.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Again, block me. I don't care. I'm not going to cry about it. I mean, I can know you real well. You must have had a good reason to block me. God bless you. Keep it moving. I'm not going to send you a friend request. I don't think you can anyway. I'm not going to call you up and ask you why you blocked me. I'm just going to accept that you had your reasons. It's almost like when I get those calls from a private number. I'm just going to respect you. I'm not picking up the phone because you kept your number private, so that means that you didn't want me to know it was you. I'm not going to answer the phone so that I know it's you. That's just the way I think about things. I think a lot of it boils down to, the mindset of, hey, listen, I'm in this life to make the best of it, and anything that is not helping me make the best of it, I'll take social media breaks. There are times that you won't even see a Good Morning post. You'll just see what's going on Red Media Radio. I got nothing to say. Because I need to take a break because I may have seen something, and I've done this before. I've seen something that's disturbed me, I've watched a video that somebody put up, and I'm like, oh my God, who would share something like this? Got to take a break, And there's ways that I can actually put what I need to put up on social media without actually going into the app. But yeah, I mean. It's just crazy the amount of weight that in the last 5 years that we have given to social media. I don't know. I think we should take a break. Let me clear my head because now I'm thinking about all those posts that I didn't want to see on social media, and then we'll jump right back in. How's that sound?
Yep.
All right, let's go.
You cannot be a believer until you see your old life and the misery thereof, and want to change.
You will find true success and happiness if you have only one goal. There really is only one, and that is this: to fulfill the highest, most truthful expression of yourself as a human being. You want to max out your humanity by using your energy to lift yourself up your family, and the people around you. Theologian Howard Thurman said it best. He said, "Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and then go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive."
All right, here we are back at Real Talk 2.0 Monday edition, and it's time to close it out. I think with all the things that we discussed, I mean, and this is, I guess, common knowledge for most people how, these things happen. As far as posts where people figure that, hey, this post is about me, and inappropriate posts, inappropriate DMs and stuff like that. This is not news to everybody, but I think it is news to everybody that social media can be used for something different, to promote your business, to promote happiness, to promote peace, to promote love, to promote change. Instead of just putting up fight videos and twerk videos and, I saw this lady with super short hair videos and stuff like that. I mean, there's, with great power comes great responsibility, Spider-Man. And I think social media gives us great power. We can actually talk to people across the world like this. We can get in contact with people. We can get in contact with business owners. We can get in contact with corporations. You had a great experience at a major retailer, you just go on their Facebook page and say, I had a great experience. You had a horrible experience, go on their page and tell them that you had a horrible experience. You will be surprised at how quick they get back to you, because they actually have people that is their job. Manage the social media account.
Right.
The social media account is important to us as a company. I mean, how do you feel about, social media, how it's used today versus how it can possibly be used?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think nothing's going to stop. I think that, like I said, I think with the age, I think the age difference, different age groups use it for different things.
Right.
Like, I mean, for us, you see, not the young 60 and 70-year-olds, I don't want to say nobody's old, but...
Well, I'm 400,
those,
so, go ahead.
Those young people, they put different things up, I mean, and I've heard everybody complain that, that older, grandmom or whoever, they stop commenting on everything, Yeah. They say something about everything.
But the funny thing is it just like, I've said this before, it's like Facebook is the senior citizens home, Instagram is for the youngins, and TikTok is just all over the place. I think, though, we need to control the narrative, and this is where I come back to people of color. I think we really need to control the narrative as far as the things that we are posting and sharing. So what? Weed is legal in your community. Weed is legal where you live at. Not everybody needs you to roll up once a day and smoke weed via live. Because, again, it's like people that get tattoos on their faces. Either you're a rock star, or you just never plan on working, because people's perception of you changes when they see certain things. Yeah, there's a few Fortune 500 companies owned by younger people that get it, but for the most part, they're not. They're old stogies that just like, well, we were on your social media page and we saw you just blazing away, just chiefing it up. We can't have that kind of person working for us. Because it's the company image. And if you're stuck in the mindset of, hey, weed has been illegal all of these years. Now, I get it if you're at a party and somebody brings the camera around and you got a blunt or a joint in your hand and they keep it moving, that's different. But I've seen people sit in their cars getting ready for work and, well, the first thing that you do is, I'm going to lick it right there. Make it real tight, because I don't want to cough, so I need it tight. Come on. What if your employer sees that when you're on your way to work?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think that. I mean, I can't say it's right or wrong, but I mean, I think that some employers are going a little too far with creeping people's pages, because I think that even before you have a job, if you just apply for it, they go
or they look up the name,
and I think that's kind of wrong, because
What does social media have to do with me doing the job?
me doing the job. Like,
unless I'm a programmer for
Right.
Facebook. Yeah.
right.
You know. Yeah, I mean, but this is whether it's right or wrong, people have this capability.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to be kind of careful with what it is that you're posting.
Okay.
You know, oh, she wanted to join in.
Yeah.
She wanted to join in. Yeah, you have to be careful of what you're posting. You know, it's like, you know, just take for example. Just take for example, you know, like those twerk videos and stuff like that. It's like, well, what happens when you finally meet the person of your dreams?
Right.
You know, where do you go from there? How
Right.
do you explain that? How do you explain the fact that, oh, well, you know, once a week I got out there and I just twerked, you know, and the tightest poom poom shorts I could find, you know, but that's just what I do. Is that a deal breaker? Well, yeah.
Not if they met on social media, then that's what.
Well, maybe
that's
that.
person.
Well, again, you know, whatever floats that person's boat. I mean, I'm not in control of that. I just think that, you know, with all things, we need to start, like I said, in our communities, using it just a little bit more responsibly. Using it to the effect of people look at your social media and just that's a positive person right there. That's a stand-up person. Because nobody wants to deal with a negative person, whether they admit it or not. Even negative people don't want to deal with
Other negative people. Yep,
They
right.
don't. They're like, I ain't got no time for that drama. I ain't got no time for that. You know. So, you know, you've got to look at that with social media and, you know, relationships as well. You know, it's very important. I know, that's daddy talking. You got to look at that as well, you know, with relationships, friends and family, you know. Maybe your grandfather or grandmother doesn't want to know that you can pole dance. You know, I mean, think about it. You know, we've seen videos like that, you know. You know, maybe Nana and Grandpa really don't want to know that you have a new collection of guns. You know, you have to think about that. You know, and some people just block their parents.
I would say, yeah, they probably blocked.
Some people just block their parents and their grandparents, but
I'm definitely blocked.
well, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I figure since I'm more business driven and you're not healthy to my business, I'll block you in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know, if I even get a sniff of a winkling of a sniff that you're going to do something to sabotage me, I'm going to save you time and just block you. You know, I you know, and as a photographer, I always have to be, I guess, real about what I do because I do fashion, I do lingerie shoots. You've been with me on a couple of lingerie shoots. You've always got to keep it professional.
Right.
You've always got to, you know, or you'll find yourself as a photographer moving from state to state to state until you run out of places where you can shoot.
Right.
So I always want to keep it on the up and up. I always want to make sure they have an amazing experience. An amazing experience doesn't mean that I'm spending the whole time hitting on you.
Right.
You know, or posting pictures up that you asked me not to post.
Right.
You know, because you're in a racy situation. No,
Right.
that's not what I do.
Right.
You know, that's not going to be an amazing experience for anyone. You all right?
Yeah, I'm right.
Okay. You know,
Sorry. Just busybody.
that for anyone involved, that's not going to be an amazing experience. So I try to be careful, you know. Even with Red Media Radio, yeah, we talk about a lot of things that could be considered controversial, but it's a business. It's my business. It falls under World of Red Media LLC.
Right.
So I have to be careful. So no matter how I may feel internally, sometimes I gotta be like, oh, we can't do that here.
Right.
we can't say that here. You know, and I'm talking to myself.
Right.
You know, because I have a great responsibility. A lot of people are listening.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, which is why I don't rant on social media. I mean, I used to, but now it's like, one, because I don't need, I guess we call them energy vampires. I don't need, you have some people that, their discernment is like perfect on picking up when people are going through stuff. So I don't even want that energy creep in, and it's really nobody's business. And like you said, nobody really cares,
Yeah.
So like the things that, and it's not fake. It's just I'm not gonna put up a happy post like I'm happy when I'm pissed the hell off.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm not going to tell the world I'm pissed off or relationship stuff. If I'm mad at you, I'm not going to start putting stuff up because I don't need nobody trying to figure it out. But this is the perfect time for me to let my energy do some work too, and maybe things will go even, worse.
Worse, right. I mean, I see that. I don't even call them energy vampires anymore. They're like leeches. I get in the shower and pull them off. It's, again, it all depends on how you read, the post. I mean, I've just got to have it. If I'm just like looking for the image for tomorrow morning, if I see something like, oh, that's fire, I like that, I want to put that up. Sometimes it resonates with me as a person. Like my biggest thing I think this month is, people that, be it on social media or off social media, just that refusing to give me credit for what it is that I do. You know what? We used to get the emails, even though I run Red Media Radio, people was like the technician. Like I work for myself, like, ooh, let me put on a technician hat and go over here and do this. And then I'll come back and be operations manager over here. And then maybe, no, come on. At the end of the day, you want people to give you credit. Give the credit where it's due. It's a lot of hard work, and me and you used to laugh about it because it was like 3 times it happened. They put up a public post. Well, the technical guy, not the technical guy, I reached out to you. The only reason you're on the station is because I said you could be on the station. What do you mean, technical guy? I think that's part of the problem too, as far as Facebook and relationships, and especially in our communities. We don't want to give props to our people. Nope. We're more worried about receiving, how they said, the kids say, those flowers for ourselves, and we may have a gazillion flowers, and we're not going to take one petal and say, here, I'm going to recognize you. I'm going to recognize you for your greatness.
Don't make it a competition before they.
Yeah.
I see a lot of subliminal comments. I'm like, is that supposed? I wonder. Yeah, then I'm like, nah, that can't. Well, maybe I don't. I'm like, do I even know? I don't remember this person's name unless I. Yeah. And because of, I don't know.
I think the reason why I just got tired of the darts and I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to let it bother me anymore. Because I realized, and this is just me growing, I realized, I was like, it doesn't change what I can do.
Right.
Doesn't change the person that I am.
Yeah.
I'm still me. A couple of darts in my back, but I'm still me. And at the end of the day, that's all we can hope for, is to keep our integrity, our value system, our morals, and our goals intact. I think that's all we should do while we're on this planet, is work hard at that instead of trying to figure out what a friend, family member, or your mate is trying to say about you on Facebook. Once again, time that you never get back. Unless you can fold space and change the whole dynamics of time, you're never getting it back.
I try not to get too and try with anybody on Facebook, especially once I don't know. There's a lot of people into that voodoo stuff. I mean, I believe it can't
There's
affect
someone paying right now to have me.
I believe it can't affect you unless you open up that,
Well, people, that's
mental,
what the subliminals are, is to be the way. People do that, whether they're in Facebook or in person. They try to use subliminals to actually break down a person. But at the end of the day, if you know exactly who you are, if you know exactly what you bring to the table, like I said, sometimes just park.
Right.
And that sometimes really sends the message. It's like, nah, I'm park. You told me I'm this, and this. I'm park. I'm good. What do you feel about that?
What?
About parking.
Parking?
Yeah, you can park
on social media. Yeah. Keep on moving my business. Don't stop nothing. It's still, the old-fashioned way isn't a big thing, but it's still ways to, get out there without, I wish that, on that note, I wish that social media wasn't such a big factor to get, to the next level. But now certain places will know how many followers you have, and they want to see the engagement and stuff. But back in the day, you could just write a letter, take a bus, pop up at the executive's office, make a lie up, go dressed up as a maid or something, and get to the person's office or whatever, and Mr. So-and-so, you gotta listen to this, or I need to show you, But
I
miss that way. Not that I was doing that before, but I'm saying I miss being able to. I missed that opportunity, at least being present. I've gotten
that
through.
Was kind of precise.
No, I'm saying I was too young to ever do that. But I'm saying I was able to get through the different
Michael Weston.
I used to, go on 411 and get the number. You say the number to the place, and they give you the number, and then that way you finagle your way to an assistant or something. I've gotten through to quite a few places like that back in the day.
Well, I walked on the movie sets, but with social media, I think you can do the same thing. It all depends on your gift for gab. But I think social media.
What's going on?
Wow,
got something going on in the background. That was just weird.
Crazy.
I'm going to handle it real quick.
Yeah. Wow. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy because nobody's in here. Okay, paranormal, because that was definitely crazy.
Okay.
Like nobody, the cat, nothing.
Wow. That is completely crazy. I'm scared right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared.
And I've had, in the last week, paranormal activity.
Yeah, that was crazy. So. That was really crazy.
Yeah,
like, seriously. That was witnessed. This is not nobody's.
I think maybe we should do that on the next episode and talk about something like, do you believe in ghosts and why?
Yeah, that was crazy.
I don't know. But with that being said, the whole social media thing, all I can say is use it responsibly. Use it with a goal in mind. Not, whether it's to find a long lost friend, maybe to spark up a relationship, whatever the case may be. Find a job, whatever you're trying to do, reach your goals. Use it for that reason. And always be cognizant of the time that you're spending there. And if you're spending the time just to try to throw darts at people or be negative, it's time wasted.
Yep.
It's definitely time wasted. Anything you want to add before we go?
No, I got chills.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared. With that being said, hope you guys will tune in every Friday on YouTube. That's youtube.com/SMT. You will see this broadcast with other people's opinions. Right here on YouTube on the CinemaT channel. I'm going to change the channel. Please make sure you subscribe. It makes my life that much easier so I can change it to the Red Media Radio channel. The goal is to actually make it like a TV station with so much content that you just don't want to go any place. Sort of like social media. I don't know. It's just so much in store. I put up a post earlier, like, be like the sun and burn the shit out of them. And that's just my goal. That is my goal right now is to, and not in a mean way, but to burn bright and shine, and let people know, hey, listen, I don't care what you think about me. This is what I can do. That's right. That's right, buddy. All right. Anything you want to add?
Nope.
All right. With that being said, I'm Red.
And I'm Latif.
And you already know. Love you guys. Keep it locked. Keep it locked.
Cheer. That's right.